Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are and whenever you watch this replay. And I just want to say that those of you that have been watching this replay with me or have been joining me live every morning, um, it's I really, really appreciate that and really appreciate the thumbs up and the likes, if you will, and the subscribes and comments. That really helps push this video out for the algorithm. And so I just wanted to personally, before I got started today, to thank you for those things and really appreciate you joining me on this journey of 100 days of going live every day and creating art to find mindfulness and to connect with yourself and to make it stress relief. And that's really what uh, my journey is really all about. Um, Yesterday, we talked a little bit about how lines converge to the focal point, and we've been kind of focused on a focal point of a collage this week so far. And today, we're going to talk about bold colors, and we have talked about colors in general um, on my lives, but this time it's more about the focal point and the collage and also how it resonates with your energy. So if you were to take a little bit of when you let me rephrase. When you start your art and you take inventory of yourself and the mood that you're in, whether that's closing your eyes and taking a deep breath or jumping right in because you know your energy is high, really really stop and say, where am I? Right? Where am I on this collage? Where's my mood? Where's my energy? And what colors do I want to evoke as part of the focal point? And really connect with yourself on that. The purpose of the boldness of color in collages is to draw that viewer to the focal point. And so I'm going to go top down and I have some examples that I want to walk through with you. So just one second here. So if we're looking at this Vogue magazine yet again, and yesterday we talked about this particular picture, right? And the line and it's drawing your eye off the page. But the other piece that this artist did, and why it made a great composition for his or her photography, is the red. All the red. That's a giant red line. So if you were to look at this as a composition, you were seeing the green trees, which are complementary color to the redness that is in the composition. And also, this red line goes straight through. It doesn't just stop halfway. It's not really jagged. It goes all the way through in perspective, right? And so that's an example of bold color in a composition. Another example that I would say that is a bold color in composition is this red here, right? So the artist has a lot of black and white in this composition with that pop of red to draw the viewer eye to that focal point. And then one other, I think I had another example, maybe not. I'm not seeing it. Did it disappear on me? Oh, yes, yes, here's one. Okay, look at this composition. So you have a muted background, right? And then this pop of blue on Camilla that really makes her stand out and draws your eye to that composition. So, today's all about how do we use color in our compositions with our collages. And I just happen to use jelly prints, right? For my collages. So let's talk about a couple of things and then we'll get to creating. But this piece here, you have a lot of pink and a lot of, I'm sorry, let me rephrase. You have a lot of purples and blues and cool colors, and the composition is balanced and draws your eye over here to the pink and the yellow. because of the color and the boldness of the color against the purples and the blues. And of course, the lines, as we talked about yesterday, the lines of the yellow and orange are drawn in that direction. Okay. So your eye is drawn to those colors and the colors become that focal point. Now, your eye doesn't go off the composition because of the color is so bold, it stops it right there. Another example would be this muted background with pops of color. And as you see, I used the red to even make it even more bold with the yellow, right? So as you can see, the red against the muted doesn't really pop, but that yellow does. And then the red against this yellow really pops, and the yellow itself pops from the background, right? And then this one here, again, very cool colors, and that pop of yellow is what is just really stark. I have a love-hate relationship with this particular one, right? Because it's so contrast. It's so bold, and it doesn't really fit with the composition. However, this whole big circle and little circle is is repeated in the background, and you may not have noticed that. So it kind of grounds it just a little bit. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. So that was a sneak peek for tomorrow's lesson. Good morning, Christina. Yeah, yeah. I have a love-hate relationship with this one for sure, Christina. I think it's just the boldness is just really comes out at you. So I was really ambitious, or I must have been when I created this. Okay. So for this one, hold on. Sorry. I'll get something to drink here in a minute. So for this one, you still got muted backgrounds, but the same tones in these blues are part of that background. And then, of course, I kind of really wanted to work on this today and really draw, with lines, we're drawing our eyes upwards. And we also have other lines in here. And then we want this guy to really pop. And he's a little, I would say he's probably a little, you can't really see him as well. So we're going to use some shading to make him pop off the screen. But I just wanted to take a moment and just really talk about how color helps with this. And the purple and the blue here really brings the foreground, really, let me rephrase, provides depth, right? Because this in the background looks really pushed back because of the purple, and the blue is really striking and is coming more forward. And it's same with this here, right? You have this blue, and you almost didn't see them because they tend to be very close in color. So with that, let's get to shading. Oh, and yes, I'm dressed up today because I have to go in the office. Where is, I don't even know why I look for white, because I never really liked the white Posca Posca, not Posca, but there it is. There's the white. All right. I want to work on him just a little bit. I have to really understand where my light's coming from. I'm going to make my light come in from this direction. So I just put a little arrow to remind me where the light's coming in. And so I think I'm going to, sorry, I was just concentrating there and trying to get some things established. Let's see, I have enough water. I do not. Well, water. I was wondering why that wasn't working the way I was hoping it was. Okay. So we're going to make this guy pop a little bit because he's a little bit too light, and he's blending into the background with all this yellow and green. And of course, I'm concentrating just a little bit on him, just a little bit, so that I can get him grounded. Oh, too much water. Go away. So I get him a little grounded into this picture. Add a little bit of shadow underneath there. Where is my paper towel when you need one? All right, pulling out the Posca pens because I just do not a fan of the white Stabilo, and I believe they make other colors in Stabilo, but just not liking the white doesn't show up the way I want it to. Okay, thank you for playing. All right. Don't know why there's a little bit of an orange, but hey, just go with it. Give him a little bit of white shadow there. Nice fence. Maybe he just has an orange undertone. I'm just making it up now. Sometimes putting in the white first helps, right? So he needs like a little dot for an eyeball. If the shadows aren't working for you, go with the highlights and then work in your shadows. So that's what I was doing. As I did with my highlights first. Now, of course, I have that little orange tint to this whole thing, and I'm just not liking it. We have too much water as usual. So I think we're going to have to go with a black Posca marker right here. So it's not giving me what I want. Oh, it's too watery. What is going on? Maybe today is not the day. All right. Oh, we cannot have that. All right. He does not want to be worked on today. I hear you. I'm listening. All right, we'll come back to you. We're going to let you sit. We're going to let you sit. You sit over there. And we'll just come back here. Okay. Let's go to this one because the other one did not want to work on. It was not happening. And I'm too interested in how that's going to turn out to keep pushing it. So we're just going to do some collaging. All right. So let's talk about the bold the color. Now we got lines, so we got our eyes going in two directions here, right? And that's fine. You can that's varied interest in everything from yesterday. And then we have a little bit of white that kind of pops up. So this is more of a muted background right now. If we wanted to really draw our eye to the focal point, and I'm not sure where that focal point is right now, we could easily add additional color, right? So not sure what that's going to be yet. Oh, I just found it. I don't know if I have any more of these. Oh, I have two. I have two. Okay. Something's coming to me on this one. I think I like that there. Don't know about that one. And what else we got in our bag of tricks over here? Do I have any more triangles? I'm starting to like those triangles. There for a while, I was using all the dots on everything. Oh, that might be interesting. That's still muted. We haven't popped anything in the front yet. Oh, it's got a little heart on it. That's cute. Okay. I think we used all the triangles last time. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, what does this do? What would happen if... Okay, get those out of the way. Do I... No. Go away. Not time for you. Not seeing any more triangles, but that doesn't mean we can't make some. I got some yellows. Don't have any greens. What's this purple? Okay, I like that. That. What else do we have over here? What about that? Nope. What about this? Go away. Not sure. We'll see. Nope. All right. Looking for, here's the green. But do we have any triangles already made? Because that would make my life easier. Here's our green triangle. Do we have any brighter green triangles? I guess beggars can't be choosers right now. Oh, what's this one? Oh, that's a blue. That kind of blends in. I'm looking for like something to pop off here. Draw your attention to something that's resonating in my head right now. But I'm not seeing it. I have like all these corners that we cut off with these jelly prints. Oh, there's a purple. That might be interesting. Okay, not the green I am looking for. Well, isn't that fun? Guess we're just gonna make our own triangles because I'm not seeing what I want. What is this? Okay, yep, you don't get to play. Okay. Where is that? I missed one little thing. He was right here. Oh, here he is. My fingers are not working today. Okay, there's that. want this. Yeah, I think I want that. That is still pushed back a little bit. It's kind of muted. What about... Sorry, I'm just talking to myself now. My apologies. I kind of like this, so... All right. Now, let's get some color going. What happens if we do... Oh, that's a real triangle. Oh, okay. No, but I like this better. I like that better. That's hilarious. I was trying to make it like a triangle, and then these two little things popped up. It needs to be grounded just a little bit, but they're really tall. So I like the overlapping shapes, but everything's so big right now. So I'm not sure if that's going to work. Maybe that'll work that way. Like go down some more. Maybe put some color over here just a little bit. And then cut along this line and see what we get. Me making my own shapes in real time. Would never have thought I would have done that. Okay. I'm just auditioning still, like placement and where I want things. So they're all the same size. I'm not liking that. I'll just cut you down. That's how you do that. Just cut it off. I think I'm gonna put that over here. Now there was like a... Okay, that's just green. I want to see what this looked like here. Okay. It's more blue. Trying to figure out how to make this more of a triangle. Okay. But we just haven't gotten our little pop of color that I'm looking for. I mean, we have this blue and it really pops, right? However, like this blue-green color, that really pops. Works well against that orange background. I want things to be a little bit more over here. I feel like something needs to go there, and I don't know what that is just yet. But I really wanted... I'm liking this yellow, but I'm not sure. I'm liking the yellow. So I think what we're going to do is cut around, make a little shadow, or not shadow, but make a little... Oh, fingers, come on. We're going to make this go around just a little bit. Kind of outline it. Okay, so little fun fact here. Oh, look, that little yellow piece that just popped off of there. Might need that. I don't know if y'all know who Matisse is, or if you're familiar with the artist Matisse. I mean, come on, you're like, duh, Sherry. But everybody knows who Matisse is. But later in his life, when he couldn't do the type of artwork he did, he was more ill. He used to cut paper, and just right then and there, I felt like Matisse because I was cutting my paper around that shape, and I was like, "Wow, this must be what Matisse had felt like when he was not feeling well and he did his cut shapes." So anyway, I'm not saying I'm Matisse. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I channeled Matisse. So, I know that's probably like, Sherry, come on. But anyway, I felt like Matisse there for a minute because I was thinking this must have been what it felt like when he was creating his little collage pieces with cut shapes. I did not think about that until it just happened. So, whenever you're creating art, think of, if it feels kind of like, oh, this is must what this artist must have been feeling, you're probably right. I kind of like the yellow over here. So I got the yellow there. Got some yellow over here, which is also, and I'll enhance it more. Um, I'll play around with that in just a minute. Like the yellow there, I could definitely see this as like, I hate to say the word sun, right? But I could see this as like a light downwards, which would make these things here a little brighter, if that makes sense. So that's interesting. This little journey has been interesting. I do want a different glow up here. Do I want, maybe I want it there. And do I have another little white little circle doodad? I have something similar. Maybe like this. Okay. I don't know if you saw where this went. We haven't glued it down yet, but definitely we have lines going in this direction. And then the yellow, the boldness of the color of yellow out of this whole thing is also making our eye move from here to here to here. So in this triangular fashion. And then I know as I'm building this piece out, I already know I'm going to take some Posca markers on yellow highlights down in here. And so that's just going to pull these yellows a little bit together and make it more bold, if you will. So, these little scenes are I don't know what's going on lately. My collage went from abstract to creating scenes. Huh. Just trying to figure that out for a minute. So let's go ahead and glue some of this down. Oh, my time is almost up. I don't want to waste this glue, so I'm going to go glue that down. So I do need to go into the office. I'm going to have to get on the road right after this live, and this made me a little happy today. So going into the office won't be so unbearable. It's just work, right? Lucky to have a job, so to speak. There are a lot of people without jobs right now. So can't complain, right? Put my mind in the mindset that we're going to tackle and be within ourselves and be ourselves and find the grace that other people can't help themselves. And we're just going to be in the moment. And so glue this down for a minute. Well, my fingers started to stick it to it. All right. Who would have thought these two little collages are taking like 3 sessions? But here we are, killing it. Okay. This one is really bothering me right there. Like, I want it to go down. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave that there. So, bold colors. Connect with your energy today and when you create art and see what colors resonate for you. Really, do that deep breath technique before you start your art and say, what energy am I feeling today? And how does that impact your art or your collages? And draws draws your color and your mind to the focal point, right? And so we talked about the yellows in my particular picture, and I already am like 2 steps ahead of what I'm doing next. On this particular piece, I do need to go back and work on the shadow, I mean the shading and the shading of this other piece that we started out with, but he just wasn't ready to come forward. He just wasn't coming up to the surface where I could work on him. So we said, okay, you be a little fish and you stay over there. So he wants to stay in the shadows. But anyway, um, tomorrow we'll talk about shapes and those kinds of things. And I was gonna say something else, but no, I forgot what it was. But go and enjoy your art today. And I appreciate everything that you do by watching me, liking and subscribing and commenting. It really helps. And so thank you for that. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching Ratchet Up Your Art.